Today, we're going to be making a drop similar to the one in Chris Lorenzo's remix of Word, coming at you.
All I wanna do is follow you, just say the word.
Yo, it's Thomas Anthony from FinishBetterMusic.com, where we believe great producers aren't born, they're trained. Now, every week on this channel, I upload a new tutorial where I show you how to create music similar to popular artists. So if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing. Today, we're going to be recreating a drop similar to the one in Chris Lorenzo's remix of Walker and Royce's tune, Word. Chris Lorenzo is one of my favorite artists for a long time now, and I really just love his underground UK vibes that he brings into his tunes. In the video, you're going to learn exactly how to create the bass from scratch using Serum, and then we'll dive into the bass pattern and then recreating the drop from start to finish. I like to make these videos so that I can show you the why behind why I'm doing things, so that you can take that information and then apply those techniques to your own songs. Now, there's a link in the description below to download this Ableton project file along with the Serum bass preset. There's also a link down below to our free FinishBetterMusic sample packs, project files, and PDF guides, one of them being our release ready checklist. And this thing details the 3 most important things you got to get right before releasing your music. Now, if you want to go deeper with me, consider checking out our music mentoring program at FinishBetterMusic.com. We've helped our students finish music that's gained hundreds of thousands of streams, been supported by artists such as Tiesto, Chammy, and Marshmello, and signed to labels such as Confessions, Monster Cat, and Reveal Recordings. Now, there's a link in the description below where you can check out exactly what the program consists of, what our students have accomplished, and how to apply for a free feedback and strategy session, where we look at one of your songs, give you super duper detailed feedback on it, and a plan to move forward and how to get it to that next level. So again, that's in the description below. All right, let's get into the song, baby. So just looking at the arrangement of this tune, it basically comes in pretty hot, and then it has like a little build up coming at starting about 30 seconds. Now, one thing, this is a remix of Walker and Royce's song, and Walker and Royce are known for their really weird sounds and weird things going on in songs. So when Chris Lorenzo did the remix of this, it's going to be a very like bass housey, like powerful drop combined with all the weird stuff. So as we can hear, there's lots of weird, cool stuff going on, and then it basically just builds up.
All I wanna do is follow you, just say.
And we're going to talk about this area today. And what I did was, instead of going through, I usually start off by going through and looking at some of the drums that remaking the drums. But in this case, I'm going to skip that because it's such a basic 4/4 beat that I'm just going to show you what I did here. So basically, I found a kick from the Finish Better Music sample pack that you can download here. You can also download this whole project file to follow along at home. I do encourage you, watch the video, because this is how you learn how to make these sounds here, like especially the Serum preset. I'm going to teach you how to make that. So with this, the kick is in G, and it's kind of like a thumpy kick. So when I listen to the song, it is kind of hard to tell what's going on because there's so many elements here. So what I did was I went to the beginning of the song, and I found this area. And from here, this is a lot less instruments, but I can really tell what's going on with the groove. So I found a kick that sounds like this. And it is pretty thumpy. It's in the key of G. And then I listened to what kind of claps they're using. So it's like it's a very short clap. So I found this one, and I shaved off some of the ends of it just to make it a little bit shorter, but that's a little bit too tinny. So I found this one as well. And this one's more mid-rangey. So when you combine both of them, gives a nice full sound. So when we combine all these 3 together, that's a nice solid, I was going to say hat job. That is a nice solid drum groove. Now with the open hats with this, one thing we have to know is if we listen to the intro bit, it's a very like thin open hat, or closed hat, sorry. But when it comes to the main drop, there's more of a, it's more of a ride on there as well. So what I did was, I like the open hat vibe of this. So I found this open hat, and I basically, it sounded good by itself with this. That's a nice initial groove, but to get this ride, I found a really nice long cymbal, and then I just chopped it off here so that it sounds like this. And then I sidechained it a bit. So I'm just sidechaining it basically to the kick, and I just, so when I play it with this, it sounds like a so it gives it a nice little vibe. So overall, the drums together and we can to taste go over here to the global like this global timing function, and we can mess around probably with going up a couple. I think that sounds tight, by just going up a couple just to give it a little bit of like flavor. Now, I didn't want to spend too much time on the drums because, again, it's just listening to what's going on in the song. It doesn't have to be exact, but it does have to, like, I like to get inspiration with drums because I like the vibes of things. So if I hear a good vibe in a song, I'll usually use like several reference tracks when I'm making music, and I like to just reference what kind of sounds are being used, what kind of samples are being used to give the vibe in the song. And in this case, it was like shorter clap, big thumpy kick, and a nice little ridey hi-hat. And then, like, while I know how to do this stuff now, but when I was learning, I would write all this stuff down, make little folders, keep all these like things to, in a certain folder so that I could have them when I'm making my own music. And this is something we teach in our mentoring program, like exactly how to set everything up and how to use reference tracks for inspiration and how to start building upon them to make your own unique music. Now, from there, we move on to the bass. Now, this is the Serum patch that here's the final version of it. And I'm going to show you how to do that from scratch. So first off, I am just going to bring down this MIDI into here. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to delete the MIDI because I do want to show you, because I find this is very important. I do want to show you exactly how I came up with the MIDI. So if we go into here, this is going to, let's get a Serum patch. And it is just in a preset. Now we want to go over to here, and we want to go to analog, and we just want to go to basic shapes. And I used the, oh, these are not basic shape. Where are they? There we go. Yes, I use a square. And I dropped down 3 octaves. So before even, now I'm jumping the gun here, before even going into this, making the preset, one thing that I like to do is just get the rhythm down. And this is something that I really, really encourage everyone to go into and learn, is just getting the rhythm of things first. So like I said, in the beginning, in the intro of the song, there's a lot less elements. So this allows us to break things down and really just understand what's going on. So the song is in G minor, or 9A in G minor. So we want to just start, we know at least there's probably going to be a G. There's a high probability that the root note will start off the bass line. So if we break this down and we listen, even just this first, it's dun dun. That's 2 notes right there. So I'm going to write dun dun. And then go to the next phrase, or next bar. And it sounds like it's the same thing. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. And then it's just a duh. And I can tell here, because this is lower in volume than this is most likely just a kick. If we listen to this first note compared to this first note, this one sounds a lot boomier. This one's like, brrr, this one's boom. So we know that's kind of like a kick there. And then we can even just see in the waveform underneath it just gets bigger. So there's a note there.
So this guy hit me up on Tinder last night, and the first thing I did was check out his SoundCloud.
Not another shitty producer.
Yeah, you guessed it. His mixes were so unbalanced and weak.
Gross. He probably learned everything on YouTube. Such a turnoff.
Yeah, he had no idea how to compress his drums either.
I just wish more guys knew what they were doing in the studio.
Right? Guys who know exactly how much distortion to use, it turns me on so much.
It gets so wet when a guy can make a song that can keep me interested all the way to the end.
Oh my god, yes, there's nothing hotter than an interesting song and a mix that sounds good on every system.
And then that sounds like another note there. And then it sounds like there's like a little jump note right there. And then again, I'm just literally following along. Boom, boom. Now, there's a good chance that all of these, because house music and music in general is very, everything's repeated, then this is probably going to be the same. There we go. So that's basically the rhythm. I haven't played any notes. I don't even know if that's right or wrong or anything. But I'm just kind of looking at the waveform. Now I'm going to go back into the synth here and start messing around. So I'm just going to show you how to make this thing. So basically we go into basic shapes. I'm going to solo it and play it. It's in basic shapes. I dropped it down 2 octaves. This sounds like it's a bit too low. There we go. So it sounds like that. Then I am going to just put a filter on here. I am going to just probably bring it around to here. Now we want to affect this with this. So we want to get it more plucky. So to get a more plucky vibe, we just bring the sustain down so it looks kind of like a pluck. And again, we really want to just, because we can see here also that everything ends very sharply, like there's no like residue of the bass after, like especially in this area, we know that there's pretty much like no attack or no release on it. So we want to just bring that down and probably bring the decay back. That sounded pretty sweet. Now we want to, another thing I want to do is go into the effects section and give this, not hyper, a little bit of distortion. So I just like to give it a little bit. Now we could do that, or we can put another EQ on here, but there is one thing I want to do before this. So I'm going to drag this up to the fine curve up here, and if we push Shift, Command, and click it, oh, what is it? Is it Shift Option? There we go. Shift Option click, sorry. And we're just going to mess around. So in here, this is the fine, the fine coarse pitch of this. So we're just going to maybe affect this a little bit more, and we want it to get like just like boom, so it goes right off the bat. So again, we're going to turn down the sustain, bring into decay. So it's a very similar effect to the kick action where when you're making a trap kick, just to get that initial like pitch drop to get that sound going down. And then again, we can dial in everything from here. Yeah, that sounds sick. And then again, we can really mess with whatever one we want. And again, on here I have just a kickstart going over top of the bass here so that it gets a good sidechain. Now I do want to heavily distort it, so again I'm going to go into here. I do know that I want it really distorted, so I'm going to give it a hard clip. Now the problem with this is it gets a little bit too crazy, so that's I'm going to go back to tube, so we're not distorting it too much here, and we're giving it some hardness here. And from here there's a little bit too much high end, so I'm just going to carve some of this off. Now that's nice and big and thick. And when we combine that with the drums, now we have the sound, and that sounds very similar to that. Theirs is a little bit lower. But we want to find out now, because it goes do, 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 do. Now we want to get the rhythm. And this is, I'm showing you exactly how to do it. But in your case, when you're taking something from this, you want to really just figure out like a general pattern, and then you can kind of make it your own by like doing whatever rhythm and melodies that you want. So this track actually goes, in the original it goes do, 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 do. So then it goes do, do. Like when I'm listening to this, it just sounds too monotone. So we're just going to bring this up one. But I hear at the last here, this is a bit different. So it's like, boom. So I know that this is probably going to, I'll have to change this last note. Now I could try going up. That doesn't sound right. Maybe go down. And again, this is a bit too high. So let's bring all these down. And then pretty much it's just rinse and repeat after that. So we're going to bring that up there, bring this down here, and then bring all of these down to the F. Now this is a different scale, so this is why this is out of key here. But now with the bass. Sounded pretty sexy. And this is like a very, very basic area of the song. Like we're just getting the bass line down. And I encourage everybody in the mentoring student program, we teach them exactly how to do this really, really quickly. Because when you're trying to generate ideas for yourself, maybe you take a few reference tracks and you learn to make the basses, the bassline patterns of all of them, like say 5 or 6 or so. And then you can start mixing and matching and really choosing what you want to put into your own songs. So yeah, this is the bassline. And then from there, we would switch it back up to the original. And then we can start messing around with different sounds. So there's like a ba-boop boo. So I'm going to go over to the homies Excellent Sounds packs. They're technically house pack. Go over to check them out, excellentsounds.com. They are awesome. And we're just going to get some maybe like one shots. Let's go bass one shots. Don't really want those bass one shots. Maybe effect sounds. Let's go here. Miscellaneous. That's actually really cool. I'll probably put that on the second drop. I'm looking for something kind of just bleepy. Bass one shots, brass, probably not a brass one. Brass could be cool too. Now, in the end of their one, so their initial one goes do 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 do, but in here, there sounds like there's another note in here. So maybe this goes up to here. See, I'd probably put this over here just to kind of resolve this and maybe just have one over here. And then we can go in and just switch this up with a different sound. Like we could pick really anything. A little party now. Those are not things that I'm looking for. Maybe effect sounds. Oh, maybe drums. Maybe we'll have some things in perks. Yeah, I actually might go over to Vengeance, the old Vengeance EDM Essentials Volume 3. I really like that, and go into some of the plucked sounds. And I'm just listening for beep, beep. That's cool. So something like that. And then literally just seeing where they put stuff. So something like right there. Sounds cool. Might put it maybe down an octave. Put some reverb on there. And then maybe just getting in different cool sounds. So something potentially like, let's see what kind of basses these guys got. Yeah, or we could go into here and just duplicate the Serum. This is another great tool to do, and delete all these notes except for the except for these like A notes, the ones we kind of added there. And then in here, I know that if we go into Serum and we go over to Technically House and kind of just mess around with some of these sounds, probably this 808 might sound good. Gotta drop it down a couple octaves. Yeah, and let's take that out of here. So we're just kind of mixing and matching with stuff. Yeah, that sounds cool. And then maybe you get another one of these, oops, not snare hits, synths. Stabs. Plucked hit. I do like that sound. Maybe put something like that there. And we just want to get this in key. So we'll go over here, we'll bring it up to, or down to A sharp. And then we just want to get it in a groovy spot. That's not very groovy. Maybe put that here. That sounds cool. And then maybe even put that there. Yeah, and then basically rinse and repeat that. And then honestly, the world is your oyster here. You can switch up any of these sounds as long as you have like the main groove going with this. Then you can really add in just my favorite thing to do is just duplicating stuff and then just trying out different synths and seeing what happens with this. Now again, you can download this whole pack in the description below, or not the pack, but all this the bass patch and the drum samples that we use. I can't give you these excellent samples because they're illegal. I don't want to give them away because you just go over and grab the pack. But as I say in lots of videos, this is the best part of the making music. It's like you're throwing ideas together and you're just getting excited about making shit happen. And it really, really, really does take determination and focus to finish the whole song, to make it interesting from start to finish. I'm just showing you a glimpse of this track. This is the bare bones of everything. But if you want to get good at it, learn to finish whole songs and make them sound amazing. Now I know that's easier said than done, and that's why our music mentors program really helps out with that. If you would like some help from me, and if you'd like feedback on one of your songs and a plan to really take things to the next level and how to bridge the gap easier to getting to your goals, head on over to FinishBetterMusic.com. You can take a look at what our mentoring program consists of. There's also some high quality free resources. So we got breakdown projects, sample packs, and our free guide, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But head on over to here and you can fill out this application. This gives us all the information that we need to be able to serve you the best. And basically we'll take a look at this, set up a call, and then on that call, we'll take a look at one of your tracks, give you detailed feedback on it, and then give you a plan of like how to improve that. And then from there, we can choose together to work together or not. So if that sounds interesting to you, go over to FinishBetterMusic.com. There'll also be a link down in the description. Fill this out. And yeah, we'll hopefully talk with you soon. I hope you got something from this. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you want a new video like this every week. And follow me on Instagram over here at It's Tom Anthony. I do all my I do little production tips, information about the videos coming up, and these are basically all about my releases and music that's coming out. I also respond to all my DMs, so if you want to hit me up with a question, head on over to It's Tom Anthony on Instagram and send me a DM. All right, hope this has helped. Please share this video, tell a friend, give it a comment. Write down in the comments below what video you'd like me to see, what you'd like to see me do next. And yeah, I'll be happy to break down or make any other video for you guys. All right, till next time, peace.